Every night he came. Satan. I could feel his presence before I even saw him. A suffocating darkness would fill the hospital room, pressing against my chest, making it hard to breathe. Then, he would come right up to my face, sneering, his voice dripping with a venomous certainty. "You're going to die soon. You're mine. You're going to be with me forever." The words slithered into my mind like poison. I wanted to scream, to fight, to pray, but I was too weak. My body was shutting down. The doctors had given up on me. I had been battling AIDS. My immune system destroyed, my organs failing one by one. They said there was nothing left to do. I would be dead within days. But something far worse than death was waiting for me. I was convulsing, trembling, tormented. The demonic attacks were relentless, suffocating me night after night. Each time I closed my eyes, I felt my soul slipping further away from my body. Then, the moment came, the one they all dreaded, the one they had predicted. I flatlined. For 22 minutes I was dead. The moment my heart stopped beating, my soul was pulled from my body. I rose to the ceiling, looking down at the scene below. Doctors and nurses scrambled around my lifeless body, shouting, moving, trying. But I could no longer hear them clearly. Their voices were muffled, distant, insignificant. Then suddenly darkness. A vast, endless void swallowed me whole. There was no light, no sound, no warmth, only a crushing emptiness. I was falling, spiraling deeper and deeper into a pit of nothingness. And then I heard them. Screams. Countless voices crying out in agony, their shrieks echoing through the abyss. The air was thick with despair, hopelessness pressing against my soul like a vice. I tried to move, to escape, but I was being dragged downward by unseen forces. Clawed hands, unseen but all too real, tore at my skin, pulling me further into the pit. The pain was unlike anything I had ever known, burning, searing, endless. And then I saw them. The souls. Millions of them. Writhing, screaming. Suffering beyond human comprehension. Shadows moved among them, demonic figures laughing, taunting, inflicting torment that never ceased. The smell of sulfur burned my nose, and a terrible realization hit me like a crushing wave. This is hell. I wanted to plead, to scream, but I had no voice. I was trapped. This was my eternity. Satan had come for what he believed was his. Then, in the midst of the horror, a single thought formed in my mind. A desperate, fragile whisper rising from the depths of my being. Jesus. I had no strength left, no breath, no words. But in that instant, I cried out his name with everything I had left. And then, a mighty wind. I had never seen wind before, but now I saw it. It roared through the darkness, a force so powerful that the very fabric of hell trembled. The shrieks around me turned to wails of terror. Demons screeched, their grip on me weakening as the wind tore through them. The ground beneath me cracked, and suddenly I was being lifted, pulled from the abyss. And then I heard him. "I am here." The voice was unlike anything I had ever known, strong yet gentle, powerful, yet filled with love. The very sound of it shattered the chains around me. A brilliant light erupted, piercing through the darkness like a sword. I saw Satan himself standing at a distance, his eyes burning with rage. He lunged toward me. But the wind, a force I now understood to be the Holy Spirit, blew him back. He screamed, clawing at the void, but he had lost his claim. Jesus had come for me. The next thing I knew, I was back in my hospital bed. My body was weak, but my spirit, oh, my spirit was alive like never before. The monitors around me beeped wildly. Doctors and nurses shouted in disbelief. "He's back. We have a pulse." They couldn't explain it. I had flatlined for 22 minutes. My organs had begun shutting down. But now I was breathing. My heart was beating. And something even greater had happened. I had been rescued. Satan had tried to claim me, but Jesus had won. The road to recovery was long. Doctors were baffled. My immune system, which had been completely destroyed, began to recover. The disease that had ravaged my body was retreating. The medical staff had no explanation. They called it a miracle. But I knew exactly what had happened. I had been given a second chance. As I lay in my hospital bed, my mind replayed the horrors I had seen. The screams, the torment, the suffocating darkness. But more than that, I replayed the moment when Jesus spoke. "I am here." He had never left me. Even in my darkest hour, when I had run from him, denied him, chosen my own way, he had never left me. When I was released from the hospital, I knew my life would never be the same. I surrendered everything to him, my past, my struggles, my pain. I walked away from the life I had once embraced and stepped into a new identity. Not as a man defined by my past, but as a son of the living God. Today, I share my story because I know there are others out there, just like me, who feel too far gone, too broken, too lost. But hear me, no one is too far gone for Jesus. If you are in the pit, if you feel the enemy whispering lies into your mind, if you believe there is no hope, call on his name. Call on Jesus, because he is there. He has always been there, and he will never let you go.